Hello. There you go, everything's working. Hello everyone, hello. My name is Fiona. I use she, her pronouns, and this is Too Long Didn't Read Tabletop RPGs, where we take an RPG, a role-playing game from my many role-playing games that I have on either my Google Drive or in person, and we go through it as a more of accountability stream. And this is a very late night one on a Sunday. I hope you're all doing well, and let me know if the audio is any good, because I did a bit more fiddling around, and so it should be a little bit louder this time. Maybe I'll turn up the music a tiny touch. I mean, it takes a tiny touch, doesn't it? There we go. Very spooky, ominous. And now it's too loud. You can never win, can you? I hope you're doing well, friends. I have just come back from a long weekend of doing a very cool workshop all the way in that there Uxbridge. And it was really good, really fun. Knackered though, and then I kind of forgot I promised myself I would do this stream because I do like doing Sunday accountability streams. It makes me focus a little bit before bed, and just, yeah, and also, you know, I like to read RPGs as well, so I hope you're all doing well. Otherwise, if you're out there watching live, or if you're watching the VOD later on, I'll get straight into it, because I'm going to try and get this done before midnight. I do have work tomorrow. So today, friends, we are looking at something called Campfire, an anthology horror storytelling game. And I've got a physical version. Let's not get the light. God, look at that lighting. Terrible. I've got the physical version here. You can probably hear some coins rattling in there. And yeah, this is by Adam Vass and Will Jobs. And it is a horror game that my wonderful number generator sort of pulled up for me. And the reason I've gone for this particular game is because or why it's on the list, is because it uses coins, it's a bit more physical. So I have the actual physical copy here, which cost roughly about $40, I think, from worldchamp.io, that sort of US one that does all the sort of indie RPGs. And then the actual game, the PDF that you can also get without any of the physical stuff, I'm going to put that down because it's going to make lots of noise, you can get for roughly about $20 on Will Jobs itch. Apologies, it's Will Jobs and then a T at the end, so who knows. But yeah, so I thought we'd go check that out, and we'll just have a look at the things as we go. Maybe I'll bring out some of the elements that we can look at, because this is the thing, sometimes with role-playing games, people get a bit funny about like having board game elements, as I like to say, or extra elements that you don't necessarily need. Like, do you need their actual physical stuff, like the coins? There's also like a cloth that comes with it as well, which again, I'll try and pick it out so we can see it. And yeah, I don't know. I think it completely depends on the game, because we've covered games such as Good Society, which has all these sort of cards, which are kind of important. You could print off your own versions of them, but they're quite nice to have. There was another game recently we covered, which name has completely escaped me, where again it had physical elements, which could be fun. But as long as there's an accessible online version in some respect, whether it's like a shared tracker keeper, or if it's a way we can have virtual table space, and it's not something you have to rig together, I find that a bit more that's a bit more helpful, because, you know, not everyone can afford the physical elements of these sort of games. And the other reason I picked this game as well as the number generator helping out, I love horror games. Shock, I know. I really love horror games, and I really like the idea of telling stories together about horror games and like creeping each other out, very much like a "Are you afraid of the dark?" vibe if you're a 90s kid like me, and being able to tell people, like, you know, stuff like 10 Candles. Absolutely love 10 Candles. Dread as well. I really love Dread, and the way it thinks about horror games. Just think they're great. So we're gonna get straight into it. So I'm gonna find the button to change over to the screen. Perfect, good. I also discovered something called studio mode, which meant I could fix any problems I have prior to the stream, even if it's live. So well done, Pass Fiona, for watching that YouTube video. So this is Campfire, and an anthology horror telling story. I will say, first off, there is no good image of the actual box, like, available. I've looked high and low just to be able to show it, and there isn't any, and I don't know why that is. It's such a shame, because it's quite a cool, iconic, like, you had these 3 individuals. Let's see if I can... Oh, great, I can... Oh, is it going to load? No, it's not going to load. I had some issues with loading images recently on this website. I'm going to try again. Not gonna happen. Hang on, I'll go back to Big Fiona Cam. Hang on. Big Fiona Cam, I'll take out all the physical elements as well. Ooh, there's some stickers in here as well. Tag yourself. Which one are you? I'm this cheeky chappy here. Ooh, it's terrifying. You can hear the coins going. But did I just throw them all over the floor? I absolutely did. Whoops. You'd think I'd be more prepared for this sort of stuff, but I was not. And there's a pad. What's this pad for, do you think? Ember, Kindling, and Fate, and Campfire. I don't know if you can see that on my little... There you go. A little pad of... oh, it's double-sided as well. There you go, that's interesting. But yeah, this is what the actual box looks like. Go away, light. So you had these 3 individuals around a campfire, and then the logo Campfire Anthology Horror storytelling at the top. There's no good like single image of this that I could find easily. So I thought that was a bit of a shame. Let me show you this very cool. Ooh, this cloth map we've got going on. Oh, look, there's a skull. Terrifying. You can see some individuals. Oh, is it out of focus? It totally is out of focus, isn't it? Yeah, I'll go. Let's put it over my face. Daytime, nighttime. What's interesting about the actual... Oh, interesting. This doesn't look like it's like a playmat of any sort, this particular cloth. I think it's just there to cover the table. It's almost like a ritual type thing. It's a bit dark by screen, but you get the idea. It's and it's a bit thin. I don't know if you can see it. You can't really see it on camera, but it's a little bit thin to look through. So it's not like a heavy-duty cloth, so to speak. So it might rip or tear easily. And yeah, I've just put a load of coins on the floor, which I will pick up after the stream. And it also comes with these cards, or a pack of cards of some sort. The prompt cards are called. With what looks like someone. It's almost like Smokey the Bear has moulded that particular person here. and then you have the rule book, which is like 40 or so pages long. We've got that as well, part of the physical elements. Just notice on the back, again, I don't know if you'll see it, there's like trees in the little end of the campfire. So if I had the 2 images at the back, you can see one that is the campfire of them telling stories, and then one afterwards. Quite like that as a design choice. That's pretty good. These coins are bugging me. I'm going to pick them up very quickly. There we go. So the campfire coins are interesting. Again, I don't know if you'll be able to see them. They have a little campfire on them. And then, I assume, just fire. Ooh. If you can see that. Oh, you absolutely cannot see that. It's like, yeah, basically you can tell one is heads and one is tails. And there was, I think some of them have gone under the cupboard. I think I've got roughly like 10 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think 3 of them have gone under the thing. So I'll read out what it says. And actually, we can go over to the actual game screen now. And we can read it there as well. Good evening, The Bad Spot. What are we reading? We're reading Campfire. Sorry, I was just getting ahead of myself because I've got the physical version of it as well as the digital one. And the physical version comes with lots of elements as well. Like I've just thrown them all over the floor, which you've not, thankfully, you've not seen. But if you just zoom back to the top of this episode, you would have actually seen it. But it is a horror anthology storytelling game. I assume in the likeness of like, Are You Afraid of the Dark, etc., which I'm very excited about. So yeah, I was just about to go over to the actual thing. But I hope you're doing well, The Bad Spot. Thanks for joining. Let's go to the game screen as well. So yeah, so this is on willjobs.itch.io. Like I said, the digital version is roughly about $20, so 16, 17 pounds. You also get, if I just zoom down very quickly, there is a digital instruction, like a free thing. As a scenario called Midnight Gala by Adam Vass, one of the writers. You can get them for free, so like you can get a quick download and check it out before you get the actual game, which I think is brilliant on that. And I'm always a big fan of like free quick start rules to have a check. Oh, nice. I'm not familiar. No, I was not too. It got recommended to me in Weird Magazine, or WYRD, Weird Science Magazine. It was recommended as a thing. Yeah, really check it out. A really good article. I'd actually highly recommend Weird Science Magazine anyway. Not because I got interviewed for the not last issue, but the issue before. And it was just really interesting. They always come up with really interesting RPGs that, to find out about. So check it out. Right, let's zoom in a little bit and we'll get cracking with the reading. Enhance. All right, there we go. You should all be able to see it now. And like I said, the actual little booklet itself is roughly about 40 pages or so. So hopefully we'll be able to get it done quickly. She says, like, quick games. So, Campfire is a storytelling game for 2 to 6 players designed to be played in an hour or two with cards, coins, and the special playmat. Yes, we had a look at the playmat, didn't we? It's yet to be decided. During the game, take turns as the narrator and weave together people, places, and things using flavorful story prompts to set the scene. Collaborate to thrill, surprise, and terrify. +1 for Weird Science, quality publication. I completely agree. I went back and bought their print versions so I could have them because I think they're beautiful bits of art as well. And I've read all the PDFs, so I'll never read the physical versions, but I'll read the PDFs. So we will draw and interpret unique narrator cards, so these prompt cards, to fuel your campfire for never the same twice gameplay. What a weird sentence. Never the same twice gameplay. Cast embers into the fire, the terrified people, the cursed places, and awful things of your story. Collaborate, improvise, and shiver with this zero prep storytelling game for any type of horror. Excellent. I'm a big fan of horror in general, but what I think is that I do think you can tell horror stories that aren't triggering or breaking anyone's boundaries. I think horror is such a great genre, but I know when people go, "Oh, I don't like horror," it's like, well, you don't like a certain type of horror, and that is okay. But I think there's always a story or a horror telling mechanism that you can use, because I think there's just so much to it that I personally don't think the other genres cover that much. I think you can have like horror and then subsections of other things without and telling a really good story that borders on those things. But again, it's that's a thing that's, you know, each your own mileage. You know, I don't want to tell people that you should play horror games. I mean, you should, but you know. So, if you're a fan of approachable storytelling games like Fiasco, or horror anthology like Are You Afraid of the Dark? Amazing. Or Creepshow. I have not heard of Creepshow. Campfire, in very bold letters, is for you. Tell a story from a creeping start to a bloody end in a single 2-hour session, all with zero prep. Fantastic. I'm excited. You definitely should. Alright, I will definitely check it out for sure. So yeah, like I said, I got my physical copy from worldchamp.io. Like I said, it's an American company. We can switch over to them very quickly. Oh, see, the website is now loading there. That's so funny. I zoom out, but the images get bigger. That's not what I wanted at all. They do some really... Oh, look at... Sorry, you can't see that one. Look at that one. Insatiable Cravings. They do really cool, like, zines and stuff like that. But of course, you're buying zines in America, it's going to cost to come over here. But some... Yeah, look at these amazing drawings. Oh, what's that one? I'd rather be turned into a Videodrome bumper sticker. Very cool. Anyway, so you can get your own physical copy from the worldchamp.io store, but we're not going to be doing that. Not going to do that today. So, oh look, you can see there's an example there of like the cards being used. Is it going to load? There, it's going to load. Fantastic. So yeah, so this is an example of the spread it does. So you can see the playmat underneath it. You don't need the playmat, I don't think. And then yeah, we've got the notepad there as well, and the coins, and then the cards. Oh, and there's an X card. Fantastic. I'd love to see the X card. Okay, so it'll be interesting to see how much of the stuff you need. I feel like, I mean, look at those faces you can see. Well, you can't see my mouse, but I'm circling the faces. They're pretty scary. But anyway, we'll see. I will tag yourself. I'm definitely this person here. All right. right, let's see. So it comes with some just drop something else. Preloaded story sparks. Oh, I like that word, story sparks. Sure to horrify. Each story spark comes with a unique narrator deck, embers, and scene starters. Campfires complete with 8 tales, including these 8. So we've got Mosh Macabre by Adam Vass, who's one of the writers. We've got Flutter by Banana Chan, who's done such games as Blood on the Bank. No, I've got it over there. It's the Yanshi one, Blood on the Blanket Hall. We've got Kate M. Blood by I can never say his name unfortunately, but Epidia Ravacol, who is the writer behind Dread. And then Amidst the Stills by Giuliano Roverato. The Emerald Triangle by Linda Coda, who obviously wrote all the stuff for Against the Wizard stuff, and they are now the a part of Rascal News. So we've got loads of folks here. Oh, and Will Jobs as well. So we've got loads of good stuff here, and some praise as well. Some nice images. Like I said, I wish there was like a proper image of like this with the background stuff. It's just nice to have, because otherwise it's the reason I say this is that there you go. That there's no background to it. Because obviously it is, and it's just a logo with no background, so it's very hard to, I don't know, make a social media post about it. Anyway, all that out of the way, let us get rid of Chrome. Goodbye, Chrome. And we'll go into the PDF itself. She says, trying to find it. All right, let's zoom out. So the first thing to note is that this particular book, it is horizontal orientation. And it's cut deliberately like that. And like I said, there's only 40 pages to it, and I can already see, just flicking through my physical version, there is lots of different layouts. It looks to be mostly either in 2 columns or 3 columns with some rather scary images. So there you go. Again, tag yourself. I'm definitely this cheeky chappy here with lots of teeth. So what I do say, like I said, why is there not like why doesn't it say Campfire on the top? But I mean, you see there, I don't know if it comes across on the screen. Definitely some creepy hands in the back of those stories. Back of the woods. All right, but like I said, yeah, 40 pages. Let's dive into it. Oh, interesting. Is that the first page? Interesting. Oh, it is sort of. It's very dark on my one here. You can't actually see it at all. It's just like a black void. Interesting. All right, there we go. So we've got Campfire Horror Anthology Storytelling. Campkeeper, voiced by A.E. Jonesy. Ooh, that's interesting. And yeah, it was brought on Kickstarter. Very good. All right, let us dive in. So gather round. I've got a story to tell. Let's zoom in and let's have a read, shall we? So, Campfire is an anthology horror story. Get rid of this. There we go. Campfire horror, an anthology horror storytelling game where we tell a terrifying tale. Pick a story spark and work together as a group to tell it over the course of one session. This is a game for 2 to 5 players. Did it not say 2 to 6 on the back of this card? Yep, it did. 2 to 5, 6. Spencer Campbell is in the evening, Ollie of the Beholder. How are you doing, my friend? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, we're looking at Campfire, this anthology horror storytelling game. Spencer Campbell is in the playtesters. I don't actually know who that is. The bad spot. You're gonna have to rip up my nerd card. Who is that person? Are they a famous RPG designer? And I should know who they are. Let me know. So this is a 2 to 5 player game designed to be played an hour or 2 with cards and coins. During a game, take turns as the narrator and weave together people, places, and things that chase them using flavorful story prompts to set the scene. Draw and interpret unique narrator cards to fuel your campfire. Play with the embers, the people, places, and things of your story. And collaborate, improvise, and shiver as one with this zero prep storytelling game. So to play Campfire, make sure you have the following, which is the 10 coins. I currently have 7. God, what did it say? Gila RPGs. Again, I don't know what that is either. This is where I'm going to be completely ignorant on these things. What are those? Gila? Gila? This is when I'm going to be like, are they like Nordic LARPs and I don't know what that is. So with the 10 coins, we have fire as the heads and shadows as the tails. Oh, so there's the shadows on the back. Okay. Then we've got the ember pad, which was this thing with the ember, kindling, and fate like sections. The narrator's deck, which we also have over here. Did you say prompt cards? Campfire cards. Oh, maybe it's the same thing. And X card as well. Did Slayers? Oh, and Lumen Rune. Oh, Rune. Yes. Okay. Yes, I am with you on that front. I actually do have Rune on that list. The bad spot. I should check that out as well. I'm gonna get these cards out and have a look. See. Ooh. What stills? Oh, I think that's an advert for another game. All right. So a quick preview of the setup, covered in more detail on the following pages. So the first one is set up the playmat and put the coins in the story deck in the middle. Pick a story spark. Once one is chosen, read aloud the text and the content warnings. Oh, nice. Okay. And then review safety tools, including content warnings, the X card, and lines and veils. 4 is we create embers. So using the ember pad, we write the title of each ember and place it on the play space. Prepare the fire. Place the campfire cards, which look like this, inside the chosen story deck, and the blaze card after the top 5 cards, the inferno card after the next 5 cards, and then the ashes card at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so they're a bit like story beats in a way. Oh, I am the camp keeper. Ha 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 ha. I will be your accomplice throughout this game. Again, real Smokey the Bear mauling vibes. Alright, what have we got? So this is the play setup. So, okay, so that's the setup before. Quite like how it's drawn. Quite nice, and it's just giving an example. So, yes, so we've got here, so we've got, if we've got 2 players, we'll have 5 coins, all the way up to, from 5 players to have 10 coins. Very cool. And then here we've got playmats, these embers that will go around, the X card separate, yeah, and the narrator deck, and then the coins. If you're playing online, download the digital tabletop instructions as found with the download files along with printed play files. Oh, great! So there is a digital version as well. Nice, nice, nice. Slayers is very cool. All right, I will add that to the list then. The bad spot. You've convinced me. I'll do it. I will do it. Have I missed something? I feel like I've missed some. Oh, that was set up. Sorry, I was like, set up. Place the playmat, deck, ember pad. Right, so it's just saying the same thing. Place a number of coins. Cool. So, so we actually have like digital versions of it. Fine. Okay, so pick a story spark. A story spark gives us everything we need to get started to tell this story. A synopsis, a list of people, places, and things we'll encounter, touchstones, and content warnings. Each story spark has a deck of 17 cards associated with it that serve as prompts for your narration, including 2 cards with read aloud text, scene starters, and more. Each story is yours to play with, and these prompts provide inspiration and challenges. To begin, place each story deck on the play space so each title card is showing up. One by one, flip the title card and read aloud the text to that group. So I think that was it. The one I picked up last was actually a title. Yes, I think this is... Oh, this is really interesting. So the cards themselves, actually, they're like slightly different on each one. Ah, okay. Let's see if I can find one. I think, oh, there it is. I've just picked up this random one now. Now, whether or not it comes to anything. So I've got amidst the... Hang on. Big Fiona cam. Amidst the stills there. This is one of the ones. If we pick this one up, I'll read it aloud. So it says, "It was beautiful. Right there in the middle of that muddy mangrove, a wooden saint, unlike anything else in the world. We all heard about the legends, right? Hollowed out wooden saints used to smuggle gold away from the Portuguese. This one was like that, but different. It resembled no saint that I know of, and inside no gold to be found. Cheeks stained black, and a pungent smell of vanilla and mould. The others, the ostracized inhabitants of the mangroves, watched from the stills as their adopted son, the fool, embraced the saint. This is the story of the fool who thought he'd seen a miracle. A fool who unearthed an uncaring god." Whoa. Okay. That's pretty cool. And yeah, these cards, like again, they're all very different. Like, So that's quite cool. I like how, again, it might be a bit tricky to put them all together perhaps, but like this one there. I don't know if you can read that one. It says, oh, there you go. It says, I woke up choking on smoke, unsure of where the fire came from. Wow. It actually feels really good to have like physical cards with these printed on. And there's one here. I'm messing up my deck completely now, but see that one? We only got one shot at this. Very cool. It's all coming undone. Nice. Okay, so I guess you would take... Oh, it says it there, I guess. If you look at this side of it. You have the read aloud text. Ah, the embers and the scene warning. Ah, maybe... Could have found it, couldn't I? Ah, okay. I've got those 3 cards there. And then... Oh, let me go back to game screen so you can see what I'm looking at. So the title card looks like exactly like this. And then on the other side is the read aloud text. We then have something called embers, which have like papal places and things that we'll encounter. And then scenes. There's scene starters and content warnings. And then what's that? Ooh, what's that underneath? The prompt card. So those are example cards I showed you before. Let's see if I can find one of those. Try to see if I can find one of the... Oh. And there's some very dark ones here. I'm just looking, trying to find one that's... maybe it's on the other page, perhaps. Ah, here we go. I found it. Don't worry. So here it says... Ooh, embers. So this is for the... amidst the stills. So the embers, it says... Get it there. It's embers here. It says, the fool, the stilts that burrow deep, the hollow saint. So those are our 3 people. We've got others, spindly watchers from before were there, and then pick one. We've got a cyclopedic red irises, inky black eye, blood red feathered bodies, curved beaks, gooey blistered and contorted faces. My God. And then any 2 of the following: so a bittersweet love letter, a thirsty knife, a debt in blood, a stolen correspondence. And then here we've got scenes. On the back there, we've got scenes. Absolute scenes. So these are like scene starters. We've got the waters are unnaturally still. No sounds, no animals, no wind. Is it time to return? The others gather with their spindly limbs to receive the sainting glorious celebration. Your nose bleeds sweet. Fulgrin? God, that text on this is wild. Fulgrin, memory fades. It drips and stains your clothes. Ooh. And then it's got content warning, says body horror, blasphemy, and food. There you go on that front. Some stuff. Ooh, there we go, got it. But yeah, I will say the text on this particular page, it's pretty scratchy. Pretty tiny. I really like these cards. Yeah, I like them too. You can tell I didn't look at these beforehand. I'm quite glad I got the physical ones so I can actually look at them and share them with you. Anyway, that's enough of looking at my big face. Let's go back to it. So yeah, so this is what they sort of look like. Ooh. So this Flutter one by Banana-chan has these sort of bright colours to them. So to begin with, pit play. Yeah, I've done that. So choose a story and read the associated content warnings. If any player objects to the story choice or any of the content warnings, pause the game and chat about expectations. That might mean going through the story cards together so there are no surprises. That makes sense for this game. When a story spark is chosen and the text has been read aloud, place the title card and the scene starter and content warning cards face up near the play space to serve as reference. Yeah, this looks like one you'd really want the physical version of. I agree on that one. And, the story spark text is included on the rulebook. So I didn't have to read the card. Spoiler alert, you all die at the end. Yeah, I agree. It feels easier to have the cards, but again, I know if the digital version is able to come with like readable text ones, like you can do it as an online thing, or you're able to print them out cheaply, that's also valid as well. But there is something nice about having the physical elements of it for sure. Ooh. Right. Ooh, look at this. We've got some little examples here of the kinds of ones we have. So we've got the Mosh Macabre. So shed blood in the Circle Pit. In this gory punk rock horror show, what would you do on your final night alive with a busted up 6 string, a fistful of hate, a smelly room full of leather-clad freaks. Flutter. Things go wrong on an idyllic no-screens rural getaway with friends. Horror creeping in like a slow flitter of colourful wings. Love that. I like how there's different text as well to indicate the sort of emotions or the different sort of feelings about it. I know that says it looks like it says rate. It says Kate M. Blood. That's what it said in the thing. The teenagers spend their weekends after curfew hanging out in the Riverside Cemetery because that's what cool kids do now. Then the woman in white walked through their party. Absolutely not. Get out. Amidst the still, so on the mangroves of Brazil, an indebted loser finds a chance at a better life and something that should be left alone. A mysterious wooden saint cries dark tears. The Emerald Triangle, at the edge of the state where hippies stake out a final piece of farmland, biker gangs ride and cryptid hunters lie in wait hoping to catch a glimpse of a Sasquatch. Pieces of me or pieces of me? I think it says supposed to be pieces of me. Clinical psychology states that trauma is the ultimate killer, stealing memories that one would never recover. From frayed bits and details, could you piece together the truth of your diagnosis? Oh shit! Wow. Okay, and a family vacation, 94. In theory, this has been the vacation they've been waiting for, but after taking a strange shortcut, they find themselves trapped in a maze of rust and dirt, ancient and abandoned. Oh, that has proper Children of the Corn vibes, right? Or the there's that Netflix short film from the Stephen King, and it's about corn. It's very scary, and a corn maze in it. We've got the Babel file. They come from another place, pressing down crop fields in swirling fractals. It didn't feel real until we were there, trespassing and camped out in a hayloft, waiting for anything. Why? That sounds so silly. Why would you go do that? Good evening, late friend. Hello, JC Darcy. You have been perceived. Hope you're doing well, my friend. We are in the middle of looking at Campfire, which is a horror anthology horror storytelling game in the like of Are You Afraid of the Dark? So you've joined us just at the right time. I've got the physical version here as well, so I might refer to it. But I hope you're doing well, friend. I hope you're doing well. All right, safety tools. Very important. So this is a game about horror. Shock. Horror. Talk to your fellow players about the kinds of things that will be included in this game. Each story spark has content warnings associated with it. Review all of these content warnings with the group and make sure that everyone is on board with them. Along with these content warnings, we recommend the following safety tools. It requires the X card, so there is an X card in here somewhere. I could spend time looking for it. It's going to be... I bet I'm not going to find it at a quick glance. It's not in that pile for sure. Ooh, don't lose the coins again. No. I wonder it could be on these ones? No. No. It's in these piles of cards and it's somewhere. If anyone feels uncomfortable with the content happening at the table, simply touch the X card. The groups should change the scenes immediately, rewind or stop and discuss. The person who touched the X card is not expected to explain their reasons. We also strongly suggest you use lines and veils. This is a safety tool that allows players to create boundaries around the story regarding sensitive content. These can be shared in private before the game or before play as a group. Lines are hard boundaries to exclude specific content, whereas veils are softer limits where things can be included but not specifically discussed. Keep this list somewhere where everyone can access, whether it's a piece of paper, a group chat, or something else. When everyone understands the content warnings and the X card and lines and veils and you're all on the same page, it's time to cast some embers into the fire. There's an example here of going through what lines and veils does, which is great. Alright, so the create embers. So in Campfire, we embody characters, locations, and things and concepts to tell stories. These things are called embers, and each story spark comes with a selection of embers and some options for further customization. Write each of this story's sparks embers on a card, for 6 ember cards in total. Place each card in the ember center of ember area of the board. So I presume you must be like that center bit here. Although, don't know. So on that one then, so the embers we've got here, so we do have 6. We've got the Fool, we've got the Stilts, we've got the Hollow Saint, and then the others which we define a little bit, and then any 2 of the following, so that Bittersweet Love Letter or Thirsty Knife, Debt in Blood or Stolen Correspondence. So that equals 6. You can pick 6 in total from there. Okay, so you'd write those. Where would you write them? So you'd write them, each of these embers on a card. So there we go. So, sorry, I'm questioning by reading ahead. So, the bad spot. This feels like it could be a good Halloween game for my group. We pretty much play just 10 candles every year, which is no bad thing. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I hear great things about 10 candles. Unfortunately, I have never played it in person. Again, it's on the list, but I love anything that has that physical element. Any prop like that sounds good on that front. I've no idea, and you'll have to tell me the bad spot, if there is a way to do it online that isn't cheaty or has the same effect. Sounds like no, just from an initial sort of thinking about it. But yeah, this, I think, I'm already like, oh, okay, so anything physical that, if you're in the same room as, I think something like this could be really cool. So, the Ember cards have 3 spaces. We've got Ember, Kindling, and Fate. So Ember is where we give our embers a name, so presumably that's where we'd give, like, the Fool, the Stilts, etc. Kindling, so that middle section, is where we add kindling elements to make our embers more complicated when the Blaze card is drawn. That's one of these cards at the end. And Fate is where we predict the fate of our embers when the Inferno card is drawn. Yeah, it does look cool, doesn't it? Yeah. Embers are intentionally vague. For more customization, feel free to add details to the embers, including names. We'll change them and make their existences more complicated throughout the game, but for now, give them the listed names or something more personalised. It's your story. What say you, Campfire Counselor? They're called embers because we're going to watch them burn. Thanks. And then we carry on with our play example. Alright. Then, here it is. Step 5. Prepare the fire. So there are 3 campfire cards. We have the Blaze, the Inferno, and the Ashes. Campfire cards give us a chance to change the story in different ways. We zoom out, look at the story from a bird's eye view, and think about what will happen next. With the Blaze card, we complicate each ember by adding, crackling, kindling. With the Inferno card, we predict the fates of our embers and vote on them. And then with the Ashes card, we let go of our story. Without revealing any story cards, add the 3 campfire cards to it, so the Blaze, the Inferno, and Ashes. Story cards are divided into 3 groups, so 1, 2s, and 3s. This is where I'm going to look at the cards, and they're going to absolutely tell me at the bottom. 100% they do have numbers at the bottom of them. I totally didn't see it. So the story cards are divided into 3 groups, 1, 2, and 3, located at the bottom right of each story deck. To build the deck for play, place the Ashes card down first. Okay, I will do that. Followed by 5 shuffled. Oh, I see. So these could be... Oh! So it's not like it's actually put in cards. Like, they're not in story decks. You create the decks themselves. That's pretty cool. The bad spot. You lose the atmosphere playing 10 Candles online. It's pretty unique. That totally makes sense. I feel you on that front. Right. Oh, I've been thinking about this totally the wrong way. So these story cards, if I pull those away for a second, and go back to big screen. So all of these, you could use any of these and like make these decks so you can have the so it's not like, oh, these 15 they're in that Stills story deck. You can pick any of these cards. That's so cool. There's so many of them and they're so different as well. We've got stuff like the cops don't even come here. And that's you can't see it perhaps, but it says that's a 1 at the bottom there. So we'd get, let's see, so to build a deck, play the Ashes card palette and then get 5 of those free cards, shuffle them, then we put the Inferno card, 5 shuffled 2, and the Blaze card, 5 shuffled 1. And so in total you have an 18 card deck. Oh, very cool. Oh, sorry, that was... Oh, you guys didn't see that. Thank God. I'll recreate what happened then. I clicked onto the next page and terrified myself. So, I'm sorry. That is cool. Yeah, it is pretty cool, isn't it? Don't worry, I'll try. I can't really hide this face, so just ignore it. Just ignore it. I'm trying to. So Campfire is played over the course of 3 rounds. During each round, the players take turns as the narrator, setting a scene and then telling a story. During these turns, the players auction, flip, ask for, tip, cast, and take coins to affect the story. Ooh. A round is over when the next Campfire card is revealed. Okay. Here's an outline of play for the Campfire. So the narrator flips over a card and reads it aloud. The narrator builds a scene using that card, embers, and any of the previous scenes before it. The narrator and players use coin moves to alter and contribute to the story. And after that scene, the narrator's role shifts to the left. Oh, I love stuff like this. Whoever most recently lit a fire starts as the first narrator. I love stuff like that, where it's just sort of like a trivial, like, so who last lit a fire? And I think here, like, it kind of makes sense that it could be like lighting a candle, right? Or like if you were camping and just, or if you've got one of those old hobs, like my parents do. So I cannot unsee this face. I'm sorry. Oh, good grief. I'm so sorry. Yes, I'm moving. Don't worry. I'm moving on. I'm moving on. There you go. We don't see it anymore. I'm so sorry. Try not. Hopefully, you can all get to sleep tonight. That explains the never same twice claim. Yes, absolutely, the bad spot. Yeah, a bit of a weird phrasing of it, I will admit. But yeah, now that totally makes sense. Hopefully you've all not been traumatized on this Sunday night. It's not Sunday scaries or anything like that. All right, the narrator. So the narrator starts and ends scenes, casts embers, and incorporates suggestions from other players. Everyone gets a say of what happens in the story, but when you're the narrator, you get the last word. So yeah, so it's almost like group facilitation. There's not one GM. That's quite good. Just like lifespans, the shorter scenes are better. Thank you, terrifying Smokey the Bear. So, flip a card. So to start, flip the top card of the narrator deck. Read the text aloud and interpret it for the group. Based on the text, the image, and the embers, build a scene. To build a scene, pick embers so the people, places, and things to incorporate. Describe what happens in the scene, weaving together embers and the current story card. Other players may chime in to add details using coins to pay for their inclusion. Oh, so we've got like almost like a token, like a resolve token mechanic that we have in like, well, any games, anything by Jade Dragon or Good Society, they use that as well. They use coins, sorry, or tokens. Work with these ideas and create a scene together. Describe scenes in third person or speak in character. If playing in first person, ask the group if anyone wants to join in the scene. I can see it get weird with the scenes. We'll come to that in a second. If you're looking for extra inspiration, each story spark has several scene starters to get you rolling. If you're stuck, use a scene starter. So what do we have on that one? Yeah, we had the waters are unnaturally still. No sounds, no animals, no wind. Is it time to return? And then we got that nosebleed one, which I'll read that out in full when we get to it. End the scene when the scene you built has come to pass. Short and sweet scenes are preferable to long ones. And the reason for that is the same thing you do in improv, or the same thing you do in any RPG. When you're doing a description of an RPG, let's face it, all of our short-term memories are gone to shot, right? Over the pandemic or in general. So if you could do short, simple details that use all 5 senses, you will instantly there and you will remember them more. You make almost like core memories of them. So yeah, I tell that to my improvisers all the time. I'm like, make it short. Whatever you say count, and they go, oh, but I want to do big monologues. I'm like, yeah, but that's what Shakespeare is for. Go do Shakespeare. Don't do big long scenes with me. I like short and sweet so I can get off stage. The narrator's role goes to the next player on the left. They repeat the process until the end of the round when the Campfire card is drawn. Right. Well, they're just called story cards, and then we've got Campfire cards, or the Blaze, Inferno, Ashes. Right. Get weird with scenes. Think about your favourite horror media. Found footage, letter writing. Bloody love letter writing. Strange and alien perspectives. Switch up the style of your scenes and add some spice to your story. Oh, that's quite good. You know what? Actually, giving players maybe like a prompt, be like, "Hey, I want you to narrate all of your scenes as if they were found bits of footage, like interviews or like found footage, like CCTV cameras." Or a letter. Yeah. Oh, I'd love that. Giving that challenges to each players. Some stories include flashbacks or flash forwards. Others include unbroken shots from beginning to end. Scenes might incorporate your stream of consciousness description or a single word. Oh my god, a single word? Incredible. Challenge yourself to get weird. 100% challenge yourself to do it. I've got you on the big I've got you on the big telly. What must the neighbours think? I can go back to that. I can go back to that picture if you want, JC Darcy, but neither you or I want that to happen. I don't know if I can't find it now. Where is it? I do have stickers. It came with stickers of that face, so I don't know what to do. Okay, so I've got the other play example. So the Campfire cards, those ones we have, they change the way we draw cards. Where have I got them? I'm literally just... there's the Ashes one. Okay, I've got them here, so I've got them to hand as well. So the Campfire cards change the way we draw cards. At the beginning, the narrator drops off one card at a time with only one card revealed at once. After the Blaze card, so this card, the narrator flips over at least one card, but such as there is always 2 cards showing. Okay. And with the Inferno card, the first narrator flips over all the remaining cards. Oh shit, that's so... that's really hardcore. And for more on those Campfire cards, see page 15, which we'll see in a second. That's pretty wild. I guess it's supposed to speed up the story beats, per se. So at most, if you had 5 people... So I'm trying to work out a little bit. So wait, if you were the narrator and you flipped over the Blaze card, does that mean you get to flip over the next card? Because technically you didn't get to narrate a story card? I can see there's other rules on here as well, but we'll get to that. I just wondered in general. Alright. Narrator coin moves. Okay, as a narrator, you have 3 unique coin moves. We've got auction a coin, ask for trouble, and flip for it. These moves can only be done by the current narrator. So a bit like in Bluebeard's Bride, you have like bride moves. Whoever has the ring on, they can only do certain moves until they give up the ring to give it to someone else. So we've got auction a coin. So before or during a scene, offer a coin and a question to the group. Choose your favourite answer and award that player with the coin. Continue weaving your story with that detail. And auction a coin when you want to be surprised by the other players. So when there may be so many directions for the story to go in, and you want to hear what everyone thinks. Auction a coin is when you're stuck and you want to outsource a detail to the players. Ooh, interesting. So, yeah, that feels very Fiasco in a way, where you ask, you could either ask for something to happen and then you pick your favourite one, or you say, you know what to go, but I want to be surprised where we can go. Oh, no, that's the same thing. It's just, it's 2 ways to say the exact same thing without auction coin. Ignore me. So you don't have to play favourites with the auction move. With the auction, the narrator may take all the answers as true. In this case, give a coin to your favourite answer, but make it clear that every contribution happens in the story. Oh, I like that as well. You don't have to pick favourites. Ask for trouble. So during a scene, ask for trouble to be offered ask for trouble to be offered a challenge and a coin from the other players. The group will ask you to try and incorporate a detail, an ember, a theme, or something else into the scene. Take the coin and accept the challenge. Continue weaving your story with this trouble. Many players may offer the narrator a challenge. Accept as many as you dare. Ooh. Ask for a challenge when you feel stumped, when you want other players' input, or when you want a coin and are willing to pay the price. Ooh, I like that. So either offering a coin, taking a coin. It's almost, yeah, it's like player intrusions, isn't it? And then flip for it. So during a scene, there will be moments when 2 paths merge. As a narrator, you want to make if you want to take a decision out of your hands, you can flip for it. Flip for it when you want to see what happens next, but only trust the coin to tell you the truth. Flip a coin when you have 2 great ideas, but there can only be one. Only trust the coin to tell you the truth. Ooh, scary. Try each one of these moves out when you're the narrator. Oh, thank you, terrifying Smokey. So, and then player coin moves. So if you're not the narrator, you'll be a player. So you have up to 3 coin moves. We have tip a coin, cast a coin, and take a coin. So tip a coin. Before or during a scene, pay the narrator or another player a coin to make a request. This could be the inclusion of an ember, time frame, an event, or something else. The narrator may choose whether or not to accept the request and the coin. Pay the narrator when you have a great idea and you want to see what they do with it. Pay the narrator when they have no coins and you're feeling generous. Pay the narrator when you've got something terrible on your mind. Then we've got cast a coin. So during a scene, place a coin on top of an ember card to embody it and to say what happens during the scene. Cast a coin to loop in an ember, to speak in character, or to show what's beneath the surface. Wait for the narrator to loop you in, then contribute to the story. Cast a coin when you have a great idea for what should happen next, a direction for the story to go in, or to continue something the narrator has put into motion. And finally, we've got take a coin. So during a scene, take a coin off an ember to momentarily shift focus of the scene. In a sentence or two, say what happens. Take a coin when you want to see what's happening elsewhere. You think of a quick cut. When you need a coin and have a fun idea, when there's something that no one sees coming. Okay. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to probably, if there's a play example of these ones, I'll probably go through them because I'm not 100% sure the difference between this one. Like, obviously, taking a coin off, that makes sense, but like, when would you ever use this if you're not just paying them anyway? I guess because you want to embody them, but like, yeah, I don't know about that one, but we'll find out. Have a great idea? Use tip a coin or cast a coin to make it happen. And want some coins for your next turn as narrator? Take a coin. All right. This seems a bit muddled. Yeah, but I could have also just said it wrong as well. But sorry for the big screen, JC Darcy. Don't look. I'll read through the play example, see if that makes it any better, because it might just be me. So, it's Seb's turn to set a scene as the narrator, and they want it to be spicy. The group is in the blaze. They have 2 cards to select from. They've got the Prima Materia for Harvest, and a card that simply says Fine Print. Seb auctions a coin to the group to asking other players to give potential side effects hidden in the fine print of the waiver that Tanya has just signed. Will, Adam, and Vidya do their worst, listing issues of all kinds, physical, psychological, and metaphysical. Seb gives it to Vidya for a creative use of the phrase commercial license agreement. Seb incorporates that into the scene, describing how Tanya's hospital visit becomes something more public, something broadcast. Okay, so that's an example of the auction coin one. Oh, this is the that's the auction coin. So we're at the narrator's move now. I see. That's worse than the last phase, 100%. Look, I didn't mean it. Just don't look at it. I'm trying to read through the examples as quickly as I can. It's Adam's turn, and it's the Inferno. So they have access to every card. They select as days pass, we tire of wailing. Will wants to go for that card next. So Will tips a coin to Adam and suggests that this scene could be from the perspective of the now entranced viewers of this alternate reality show where Tanya's every moment is broadcasted from thousands. Adam accepts the tipped coin and narrates the scene. During the scene, Vidya casts a coin onto the caretaker, Milo, from down the hall. Milo is sick of the attention that Tanya is getting and steps up his theatrics to a new level, staging a strange shadow play on the hospital room dividers. I guess that makes sense, the sort of tipping of coins. From a player's perspective, that would make sense in the later, that sort of final round, because you don't have, it's just one narrator doing all of them. So that's when you might be doing it, I guess, rather than earlier on. Alright, moving away from the scary screen. Okay, we're all good. Whew, scary. Alright, Campfire cards. So the Campfire cards was when we take a step back and consider our point in the story. There are 3 Campfire cards. We've got the Blaze, the Inferno, and the Ashes. So Blaze is when the Blaze card is drawn, things are heating up and the fire is hungry. So first of all, each player draws a coin from the board and places it on an ember they want to complicate. And then you add a kindling to the ember. So kindling is a word or two that modifies the ember. Write the kindling on that card. Embers may receive multiple pieces of kindling. Oh, okay, so I guess that's when you put the coins down, right? If there is a disagreement, have a conversation about it, the direction of the story, and what is best for the group. And then, from now on, when drawing a narrator card, draw so that there's always 2 showing. Narrators may choose to build on a scene from either of the cards. There's always choices. I guess that's where the flipping of the coin comes in, right? checking if there's anything else. Yeah, so kindling makes things complicated, and I love complications. Alright, Inferno. So when the Inferno is joined, the fire is growing out of control. That is when we predict fate. So that's that final thing. So as a group, go through each ember and predict its fate. Make sure everyone gets a say here. Then, oh, I've just dropped more cards on the floor. This is the problem when you have the actual physical things. Ante up. Place a coin on the ember you want to say in. Heads, better than you expected, and tails, it's worse than you could imagine. If you don't have a coin, take one from an ember. Tally votes and write the fates on the embers. What? Tally votes and write the fates on the embers. Flip a coin to resolve ties. Oh, I see. So this is separate. Rather than going around and everyone gets to say, you have to like use your coins to make your thing happen. Okay. Next round, reveal the rest of the narrator cards. Flip the final campfire card when the story comes to an end. There are no remaining narrator cards. Okay. And ashes is the beginning of the end. Epilogue. So one at a time, place a coin from your hand or from an ember on the center of the play table. When placing a coin, describe a moment in the epilogue of our story in a few sentences. Each player should do at least one epilogue. For an extra challenge, flip the coin. Use the results to add to your epilogue. So fire or heads is better than expected, whereas shadow is worse than you can imagine. Oh, so we've got that horrible, like, not horrible, but the fiasco, like, it's great, it's terrible, depending on the results. And then terrifying, I can see it. The campfire effect is that the game is finally over. So yeah, so you only have 18 cards to get through. Oh, and then we go straight into the play sets and the different stories. Fantastic. I'm gonna move us to the stilts one so I can actually read what it says. There we go. This is what we read aloud. This is where oh cool, we've got even some touchstones here. Oh, so you'd read it from the book rather than the card per se. So somewhere in the mangroves of Brazil, a fool finds a chance at a better life and something that should be left alone. Jutting out of from the waters, a mysterious wooden saint cries dark tears. They smell of vanilla, mold, and salt. Tastes like heaven. You trudge through the mangroves day in, day out, searching for anything of value. More than once you found wooden saints on derelict remains of a smuggler's swoop. Their innards had been carved out, gold transplanted in their place. Hollow saints, if you will. But unlike other saints, be they filled with gold or not, this one offers a true miracle. It cries, succor tears. What price must be paid for its bountiful gifts? The others eye you curiously from their huts. The stilts groan. Twisting and churning, something stirs in you. Are those lumps on your hands? You like eating strange things. Body horror, worshipping false gods, losing yourself, and the discomfort of sweaty nights. The story's for you. But we have some touchstones. We've got Resident Evil 7 Biohazard there. Whoa. It's a horrible. I haven't finished Village. I've not finished 7. I think I got halfway through the big house. I've seen the ending. I've watched the ending, but I couldn't have the horrible man follow me. It was horrible. Angel Egg I've not heard of, and Fallen London I've not heard of either. And there's content warnings for body horror, blasphemy, and food. Alright. Does it say the scene? Yeah, here we go. Oh! And that's how you set... Oh, see, you can set them up like this a little bit as well. But I could easily imagine that you take any of those other ones. So where is that scene starter one? Yeah, it is Fully gin. Nosebleed sweet. Fuligin. What on earth what is Fuligin? I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm gonna 100% call it something else now. Let me just say. Oh wow! It is soot, lamp black, a hypothetical color darker than black. How would you use it in a sentence? The legs were painted white, contrasting with the fuliginous top. There you go. We learn new things every single day. Did you know that? I did not know that. Sweet. Oh, it's like sweet black. Yeah. Ooh. Scary. Alright. So it's quite what I quite like I said. Okay, so we can easily, there's only like 2 pages. that can give us what the set is, and we can make up. I guess you can use these cards. It would take a little while to find them, perhaps. Well, maybe not. I'll look at them. There are currently they are ranked in like 1s, 2s, and 3s, so I could easily like pick out the 1s from there, perhaps. I do like the idea that you could just use the whole pack and make the story there. All right, I wonder if the rest of the playbook is then just these story sparks. Then, oh, there's a glossary. Well, check out the glossary. Okay. Still don't get the difference between the cast a coin and take a coin per se. It feels a bit more, maybe it's a bit more flavoursome, maybe it's a bit more flexible. So there's not strict rules for when it would happen, perhaps. I'm not entirely sure. And then about the authors. Whoa, sorry, darkness. It's my turn to host game night. What shall we play? A game of death? Clue? Oh, I love murder. Or, most horribly, Monopoly? Let's try something more. Me. Oh yes, this one looks perfect. Campfire. A game of frights and chills where everyone gets a say in our doom. So gather round, because I've got a story to share, and I promise it might be true. Well, I like the last sentence, but that is utterly terrifying. And then that's the end of the book. All right, there you go. Nice, quick one. Every day's a school day. Yes, every day is a school day, indeed. Right, so what do we think of this? Let's go to Big Fiona's screen so I can show you the actual physical thing. So first of all, this, whatever this is, you don't need it. Absolutely. I can imagine like having like a black cloth or just something for a play area. I think this itself is it's just a ritual, right? It's something there, but the image isn't. It's fine. It's a little bit spooky, but there's no like put your embers here or like how, like there's no information that says like, oh, you got 2 players, use 5 coins, that sort of thing. Like any cloth could do. So I think that's a bit poor, and also the material isn't. It's not great. I think it must be 100% polyester. It's a bit. That's the only thing I say. I'm a bit disappointed with that. Just because I can see over there, I've got the Dragonbane. I think it's the starter set that comes with a big cloth map of the Misty Vale. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's something I would hang up somewhere. Just because I'd moved that to get to this today. The coins are cute. Like, they are pretty nice. So they are quite, like, obviously you can use any coins for this, like, to, give out. So I do like that element. They're quite hefty. Probably have a good flick to them. But again, you could use your own stuff for that. I wonder if I'd make them a bit bigger, perhaps. Just because otherwise, what's the point? We're being jumping in late. Oh, hello, Liz Campbell. How are you doing? Someone give me a 2-sentence catch-up. I will tell you what, Liz, you can go back about 20 minutes and you can see some horrifying faces, not my own. I hope you're doing well, Liz. Hope you're doing well. You slipped into that character too easily. I don't know what you mean, JC Darcy. So yeah, we've got these physical coins where it's got the campfire and the shadow. They're okay. They feel good. And they're quite a good texture to them, but I would make them bigger for this game, especially like when you have this piss poor quality. I'm gonna say it, piss poor quality, like playmat. You want them to, like, they're tiny compared to that. I do like the pad that comes with it. I like how they're double-sided as well, so you can reuse them. These sort of the embers, kindling, and fate. The only thing, it's very artistic, yeah? Very artistic. It's just maybe might be, you couldn't use pencil, perhaps. You might have to use pen. So it's going to be hard to reuse them if you're going to do that anyway. They also are a bit, why is it not centered? Why don't you just have it centered and like fire going? It's very artistic, right? I don't think it makes use of the space because Ember's got a huge big space to like give it a name or something like that. And then kindling, which you would probably add the most complication stuff to, it's teeny tiny writing. And then fate is also like presumably bad, but you might want to write a bit more about it. So actually, I think you should have made this a little bit bigger myself. maybe like actual like index card. So that's probably what I would do. I probably have index cards instead. Excuse me. It's very thematic though. Very thematic. Form before function there, to be honest. Yeah, I agree. It's Sunday night spooky faces. What more could we want? Well, Liz Campbell. You don't want to see these spooky faces. The cards though, the cards are very good. I do like, again, showing it to the stream. I picked out these ones earlier. So I like how each one of them is different, and it's not just about the words on them, but actually like the images on them as well. So I feel like you could actually make up your own cards as well. If you can easily make up your own playset, I think. Like, here's that fine print one from earlier. It just says fine print on it. And like taking the inspiration of like a little bit of art. Sorry, I'm just checking it if some of them I don't want to suddenly pick something that's really horrible. Like, ooh, this one. It is the role of the health provider to provide your utmost care. That one there. Really good, huh? Sorry, I'm trying to hide my face. So yeah, I like these. I think there's a really cool like storytelling. I think you could actually get loads of different cards and put them in, or make your own up really easily. Like you could generate them quite quickly, I think, and have a go from there, or have everyone go for them. So, and they feel quite good as well, and they quite like the back of them. Oh, she says not showing them properly. So those are quite good. I think let's see if I've got the others. Yeah, here they are, these other story cards. Here they are. So again, having the information in the book as well as on these cards as well for each of these story sparks, I think is oh look, that's that Pieces of Me one. Very artistic. Do like that. And some of them are more readable than others. Yes, I know that's tiny writing on there, but like this Stilts one. Again, very beautiful. Absolutely cannot read that at all. It's like I said, it's like chicken scratch on the cards itself, which is a real shame. Again, maybe that's me just going to be like, I need to have my glasses on, or maybe have bigger cards for them. Certainly for these cards, having them, if you want them to be part of that ritual, having them on the playmat space, I would have them slightly bigger and actually make them obvious that they stand out from the actual story deck, because I couldn't find them at the beginning there. That's more on me. And that's it in terms of things. I like the idea. One thing I did note, and I'll see if I can find it now, is sometimes I think you do start off with 1 coin each. It's not made clear. And I saw, yeah, each person starts off with 1 coin, but that's not in the rule book, that's interestingly. And I feel like, yeah, it says, yes, there's some sort of feedback here. It's like, I wonder about a rules video, about some news about it, or an actual play. This was a couple of months ago. I finally tried it yesterday, but the way to use coins is not so obvious. I think we were mixing a bit of everything as we were making youth difficult. So that's the thing. I wonder if there's yeah, I think an instructional video of some kind would be useful for this, just to make sure. But it feels, yeah, it feels different. Yeah, the same. Yeah, 2 years ago. So yeah, we'll make a rules video, I'll add it to the roadmap. And as for an actual play, this might take some more time, but I'd love to make it happen. Yeah, I think an actual play of this would be really cool, but I think the rules are a little bit too vague just now, which makes it a bit of a shame when you bought a physical copy of it, I'd say. I think ultimately this is the sort of game that you'd make your own sort of thoughts and feelings about, right? I think overall, going back to it, what do we like about it? Right, ultimately, it is very pretty. Definitely some really nice bits to it. There's been some thought into like the actual design, like the layout of the stuff, which is interesting. It is a mixture of like fiasco, but with slightly vaguer rules. Like again, this idea of narrator coin moves and player coin moves, cool idea. Not so obvious unless I saw it playing through. It's a little bit muddled, perhaps. Some great images here. I love the idea of having these story sparks and setting them up, and I like the fact that it is also available in the book, so it's for easy reading, and that you could pass around and someone could be like, oh, I really want to do the family vacation one, etc., and you can find the cards for that. So it feels like a very easy setup. Although and it also feels like you can make your own cards for this as well, very straightforwardly. So easy way of doing it. So I like that. I like the 3 stages. I like the fact there's 18 cards. and you can easily put that, and it's only an hour and two, and you're not going to have to spend a long time doing it. So yeah, it's pretty much as the bad spot was saying before. It feels like an alternative that you could do for 10 candles, perhaps, if you didn't want to use like fire or something like that, and you wanted to do those sort of like, are you afraid of the dark kind of stories. I've not seen anything like this before, and I think overall, it's interesting. It's a good attempt. Would I recommend you buy the physical version? And the answer is I don't know. I think you're better off getting the digital version, printing off the cards, and then sourcing the other things like like a pad of paper, your own coins. Like the coins are cool. I think out of all the things, I think the coins are the coolest thing. If you like cards, I think they're great anyway. I just you don't need the playmat. I feel like anything like this, you want to add something, and I think all it is set dressing, which is a shame, and it's just too flimsy for my liking. But I definitely recommend just checking it out, and I hope there is a rules video at some point, and I hope there is like an actual play of it, because I think it's a really interesting idea. But it just feels a little bit half finished in places. That's the only thing to say, which is a shame. I really like the idea, and maybe again, like you said, the bad spot. Maybe it's just something that you would play in person for a different Halloween stuff. I think you would need like a very confident. I found my X card now. Finally. But yeah, it feels like something that you would. I feel like if you were going to run this for the first time, you would definitely go first as the narrator to explain how it goes, and then gently guide everyone else. Because that's the thing, everyone is the narrator in this as well. So people aren't comfortable like taking the reins of a story or bartering with the coin stuff. I think you need to lead first as the person who brings this game to yourself. There you go. That is Campfire. Dun, 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 dun. So if you do want to grab your own copy, check it out on itch.io. I will say there are other games done by Will, and that this Discord also has ghosts in it. It is cracking. I really like that game. I want to play that game. Again, it's a mixture of like almost like immersive theatre, but on that sort of Discord level. And I'm sure you could do it on other forums as well. So maybe we'll check that out at some point as well. Go back to the computer cam. Hello. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate this was a little late night one. What have we done? About an hour and 15. That's not too bad. Well before the midnight cutoff. Thank you so much for watching this. If you're like, Fiona, where else can we find your work? I'll be like, well, friends, I also do What Am I Rolling, which is a twice monthly tabletop RPG one-shot podcast. We had an episode released today with our friend Nick Monroe Turner, who has designed his own games. He's an outdoor activity instructor. It was just a nice little short chat because he's been very, very lovely about RPGs in general. He's been a big supporter of the actual play community here in the UK. So I thought, well, why not talk to him about his games? And he's got one called Rogue Octopus Escapes, which sounds absolutely delightful. And if you're watching this right now, this coming Friday on the Science and Sorcery channel, he's running his the one shot of Rogue Octopus Escapes as well, so you can go check that out, that game in action as well, because it's a super cute game. Think Octodad, and you roll like a d8, and that's how many limbs you do for this certain task. And presumably, the more limbs you use, the more successful you are, which is quite cool. And hearing him talk about like how he has to work out certain things through playtesting and stuff, it was just a really nice conversation. So go check that out. That's on Where. You're like, Fiona, there's only one RPG to rule them all. I'm like, guys, there's more to life. See you in Ravensworth Bluff tomorrow. Yes, I cannot wait. The bad spot. I'm very excited, but I'm also terrified for those reasons you put in that Discord channel about the poppy flower girl or whatever that role is. Because I know what's going to happen to me. I will be the imp in that game, and it's going to be terrible. Out of context aside, you can also find me on the DM's Book Club, which is a weekly D&D book club podcast where we talk about some Dungeons & Dragons and discuss how we might include them in our role-playing campaigns. And hopefully I'll have it set up for the next couple of streams I do for the Too Long Didn't Read Tabletop RPGs. This month is the Hall of Tales Women in Gaming Month, which I am very, very lucky to be a part of. I have a game of Vaesen happening next Wednesday, which is, I'm going to say, the 13th. She's going to quickly check and she's going to be completely wrong. It is the 13th, Wednesday the 13th of March. I'll be running Vaesen for the Hold of Tales, which I'm very excited for. There's also a panel I help facilitate called Tropes with a wonderful group of people. I think that's going to be on the 26th, so I need to double check that. because that was a pre-recorded panel we did, and that was really good fun to chat about, like, how do we create really good storytelling in certain genres and certain tropes and not use them harmfully. So always good on that front as well. And then anything else? I haven't got any of the Too Long Didn't Read tabletop RPGs stuff listed just yet, but I'll have a look. I'll have a roll on my random table and try and do a couple this week where I can. And that is it. Yep, the 26th. See, JC Darcy's in there as well. So yes, 26 is that panel on tropes. And what I'll do, I will try and make some Nightbot custom things to make sure I can put links to that before I forget and log off tonight. There we go. That's it. It says, oh, finally, in case anyone is interested, there's no, you watch this after the fact. Oh, I've completely typed that in a different box. If you're like, Fiona, where can we come and chat to you about how interesting Campfire was? Come to our Discord. What am I running Discord? It's a little quiet right now because I'm a bit busy, but come chat. We've got a group of lovely folks there. You can see some pictures of me doing some mocap this weekend, which was super fun. And yeah, that's it. I hope you had a wonderful weekend, my friends. I appreciate you staying up late with me to fight off the Sunday scaries. But I hope you have an amazing week. And I will see you very shortly. I'm going to find the end of stream button, which is here. Oh, thank you, Nightbot, for catching up. I'm going to wave, and I wish you the best. Play more games, and we'll see you next time. And are you afraid of the dark, etc. Bye, my loves.